Today we're looking at parallel lines cut by a transversal again. Specifically, we're going to try to get more familiar with what is congruent and what is supplementary. So your essential question is, how do I find missing measures when parallel lines are cut by a transversal? Learning intention. I'm learning to find missing variables and angle measures when parallel lines are cut by a transversal. For your warm-up, find the missing variables and all the angle measures. So pause the video and see if you can solve for x and then find all 8 of the angle measures. Pause the video now. Well, I hope you tried to do it on your own. So let's take a minute and let's look at which angles are congruent. Remember, they kind of form a Z if they're congruent. So these two will be congruent because they are vertical angles. So here's the first part of your Z. Here's the next part. These two are corresponding, they'll be congruent. These are corresponding, they'll be congruent. So all of those in yellow will be congruent. Now the same thing is going to happen with the other angles. As you're looking, vertical angles are congruent. Corresponding angles are congruent. Those are vertical, those are corresponding. If you're trying to decide whether these two angles are congruent or supplementary, remember they are consecutive or same side interior angles. If you look at the colors, they're not the same color, so that means they're going to be supplementary, not congruent. So I know that 72 plus 7x plus 24 is equal to 180 degrees. Combine your like terms. 72 plus 24 will be 96. 96 degrees plus 7x is equal to 180 degrees. It's time to solve now. Step 1. Subtract 96 from both sides. 7x is equal to okay. Getting my handy dandy calculator out here. 180 minus 96 gives me 84. Now, divide by 7. And that will be 12 is equal to x. If you're not sure, divide by 7 up here and you get 12. So I am correct. So if I put 12 in for x, I will get this number. But there is a quicker way to do it, an easier way too. I know that these two are supplementary, so if I wanted to, I could take 180 degrees minus 72 degrees, and I'd end up with 108 degrees. All the ones in orange are 108 degrees. All the ones in yellow are 72 degrees. Any two angles are either supplementary or congruent. So when we're looking at these steps, there's 4 steps you need to follow. Number 1, identify the relation between the two angles you're looking at. 2, determine if the angles are congruent or supplementary. 3, set up your equation, and 4, you're going to solve. So if I'm going to find all the angles, missing angles here, I'm going to look and see which ones have to be congruent. So if I'm here, these are my vertical They're going to be congruent. This is my corresponding. This is my vertical. It's congruent. So I see really quickly that they are congruent. That means their measurements are equal. To set my equation up, 110 degrees is equal to x plus 12 degrees. I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. And 110 minus 12 would be 98 degrees. And that is equal to x. But I also know that these are all 110 degrees. How do I find the rest? If you say 180 degrees minus 110 degrees, you would be correct. That gives me 70 degrees. All the rest are 70 degrees. So they will all either be congruent or supplementary. Find x and find all the angle measures. Step 1, are they congruent or are they supplementary? If I'm looking at them, they are alternate interior angles. I'm going to have to stop a minute and get this a little bit better. It looks pretty bad. Interior. Now, alternate interior angles, are they congruent or are they supplementary? Well, they are congruent. If I highlight the ones that will be congruent, these two are congruent because they are vertical. These two are congruent because they're corresponding. These two are vertical again. So we've got vertical, corresponding, however you want to look at it. So to set it up, we know that they are equal. So if 10x minus 55 is equal to, and that's degrees, is equal to 45 degrees. So I am going to add 55 to both sides. And 10x is equal to 100. Divide by 10. And x is equal to 10. Okay, so I'm going to mark all of these 45 degrees. To find the rest, what's the easiest way? 180 degrees minus 45 degrees. That will give me 135 degrees. Okay, now, we've been working with just two parallel lines. Oh, let's see if you can do this on your own. Take a minute and try. Highlight all the ones that are congruent and think about the reason why. Okay, if I want to start I'll start with 3. You've got vertical angles. If you notice, this pattern will fall onto all 3 of these. These are vertical, vertical, vertical. All those in yellow will be the same measure as angle 3. The ones that are not colored will be the same measure as angle 2. So I can start by marking in all the ones that do not have color. So this is 102 degrees here, 102 degrees here, 102 degrees, 102 degrees, and 102 degrees. There you go. See how it goes in a slash mark? Everything else will be what? 180 degrees minus 102 degrees will give me 78 degrees. And we're done. Okay, now pause the video. Can you mark the ones that are congruent here? Well, I hope you tried. So if I'm looking at the 68, I'm going to go this way first. Boom, boom. Again, the same thing. And then I come down here and it is again the same thing. If I want to go from this to the next, once again, I'm going to look at what it looks like. Whoops. So if I've got these two, I've got these two, so these two would be the same, and then these two would be the same. And then the rest, I'm going the other way now. There we go. Now we've got it marked correctly. Everything will either be 68, everything that's yellow is 68. So 1 would be 68 degrees, 2 would be 68 degrees. What about 3? It won't be 68, but it will be 180 degrees minus 68 degrees, which will give me 112 degrees. So everything in orange is 112 degrees. Everything in yellow is 68 degrees. And that is the way we work with it. So we know that the measure of angle 1 is equal to the measure of angle 2, which is equal to 68 degrees. The measure of angle 3 is equal to 112 degrees. So as we're looking at these, how do you know when you're successful? You know you're successful when you combine missing variables and angle measures when parallel lines are cut by a transversal. So think of all the different pairs we have. They are either congruent or supplementary. If the lines are parallel. Go and use the symbol there. So all your angles are either congruent or supplementary if the lines are parallel. You can always highlight and make sure you're getting them correctly, because they will look the same. These two are yellow, so that I come down here, these two are yellow, I can come down, these two are yellow. And if I'm looking this way, top to bottom, 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 top to bottom. So hopefully this is becoming a little easier to understand now.